What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, it's the big one once again this weekend, and boy, is this really going to be a great race. The Grade 1 Pacific Classic coming up Saturday at Del Mar. Going to be race 10 on the card here. $1 million the purse. Field of 8. Well, here's the deal. We had the Travers last week. It was a paid workout for Sovereignty, but he's a leader in the clubhouse as far as the Classic division is concerned. A 115 Beyer speed figure. Yet another victory as he pulls off the Derby, the Belmont, and the Travers. But this weekend, starting with the Pacific Classic on Saturday and then going to the Jockey Club Gold Cup on a Sunday, will kind of let us know, hey, you may be the leader in the clubhouse Sovereignty, but we have other horses here that are ready to fight you for that division. Let's put this one up on the screen. We'll go to the Pacific Classic first. And let's go through them one by one, see if we can get you a couple more winners. We're coming into this week hot. Hopefully we stay hot. Tough race to stay hot in, but let's get it going with the number 1 Fierceness here, who will ship away from the Jockey Club Gold Cup there as his buddy Mindframe will be running in that race versus Sierra Leone. Fierceness comes out here. Interesting decision, I think, to bring him out here. Of course, this was a horse that won the Jim Dandy and the Travers last season, and was second, and a very good second, in the Breeders' Cup Classic. This season, I thought he came back extra strong. He beat Most Wanted, and he beat Hall of Fame in the Ali Sheba, two horses that Hall of Fame really hasn't ran well since. Most Wanted did get a win and ran admirable up at Saratoga last time out in the 4-go. So I thought, hey, he's back. He's looking good. Then second in the Met Mile behind Raging Torrent. Hey, it was sloppy. Raging Torrent got ahead. It was tough to pass that day. I'm not overly upset about it. It was what it was. Not a great race, but I thought he would bounce back and run well in the Whitney. And turning for home, I thought I was absolutely right. This horse had galloped clear. He was a couple lengths clear, and he looked like he was getting ready to run one of his big races, and he just flat stopped. After that, gets beat 5 3/4 lengths to finish 5th. Now he comes out here. At this point, I don't know really what to say. I don't know how you judge him. I don't know how you can figure him out. I think he's just, hey, put him on a ticket. Don't put him on a ticket to where he has to win to get the job done. I will not be playing him to win. I will not be playing him as a single, anything like that. He's 3-1 here. I wouldn't be shocked if he wins. I wouldn't be shocked if he runs last. I think with the pace, it's going to set up pretty well for him. He might even set the pace. Maybe he can take him gate to wire. Just an untrustworthy horse, no doubt about it. The number 2, Midnight Mammoth, is next. The horse last time we saw Midnight Mammoth, he was second, beating 3/4 of a length in the Gold Cup at Santa Anita. 2 races back, he did win an allowance by 5.5. Seems really outclassed in this spot. The Gold Cup was won by Skippy Longsocking, a horse that when he steps up to this caliber really doesn't run all that well. So I don't really think Midnight Mammoth is going to run all that well as well. So kind of I'm out on Midnight Mammoth in this spot. I do think he'll be up towards the pace and maybe play a factor there. The number 3 is Ultimate Gamble. This is a horse that's been, hitting the board kind of around in allowance races. Not much else past that though. Another one I'm kind of going to skip over pretty quickly in this spot. I just don't know. I don't see much here that I like about Ultimate Gamble. Another one maybe up towards the front-ish, but I don't think will be around coming late into the race. The number 4 is Nisos, and this is the favorite here at 8-5. This is a horse that's won 2 straight races, the Triple Bend and the San Diego Handicap. He won both races very, very, very easily without much trouble at all. And look, the San Diego is a nice little prep for this. This is a horse that is by Nyquist out of a Bernardini mare, so hasn't been a 1.25 miles, but certainly bred for the 1.25 miles. He put in, really 3 sharp-looking workouts, especially 2, but 3 sharp-looking workouts leading up to this. I think it's all system go here. Flavian Pratt gets them out for Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert, pretty tough to beat right here in Southern California. He's going to be tough. Nisos will be very, very tough in here. He has 6 starts, 5 wins, 1 second. The 1 second came off of a layoff of about 15 months. He was sprinting in the slop at Churchill Downs going 7 furlongs. He got second. Okay. Not that bad though. When you look at the winner was Mindframe, a horse that has not lost this year. He was with Banishing and him got second. They both dead heat, if I could speak, for second. Banishing last weekend won the Charlestown Classic. He's been winning races like crazy. They finished ahead of a little horse named Bookham Dano, who has won 3 straight races since and is the top sprinter in the country. By the way, that was 7 furlongs there. So Mind Frame, Banishing, Nisos, Bookham Dano, they all finished right there together. So even his loss was a really good loss. Niso is going to be pretty tough in this spot today. The number 5 is Indispensable. This is a horse coming off an allowance win at Del Mar, last time out winning by a neck. Before that was 5th in an allowance, and then last year 2nd in the Zia Park Derby, 3rd in the Oklahoma Derby, 2nd in the Shared Belief. I can just read that and go, there's no way in hell this horse should win this race, and we'll move on. The number 6 is Journalism. And this is the horse that really adds all the intrigue to it. Journalism, the 3-year-old, will take on older horses now for the first time. Of course, he this year has rattled off wins in the San Felipe and the Santa Anita Derby, 2nd in the Kentucky Derby, winner of the Preakness, 2nd in the Belmont, and then winner of the Haskell. But for Sovereignty, right? If Sovereignty was not born on this season, or this year, I should say, this horse would essentially be a Triple Crown winner. He was 2nd to Sovereignty in both of his losses this year, and he ran admirably well in both of them. I will go back and say, I thought his Belmont Stakes, I thought he was great in that race. I thought he was spectacular, and he got stomped in that race. And so that was really the day where I looked at people and said, you know what, we've got a really special horse in Sovereignty, because Journalism ran great and got beat. I know people kind of are skeptical of the distance for Sovereignty. He does, or excuse me, for Journalism, certainly not for Sovereignty, for Journalism, because he was defeated in the Kentucky Derby and defeated in the Belmont. But I mean, he ran pretty well in both of those races. I would venture to say his Belmont was better than his Haskell, and maybe better than his Santa Anita Derby that was at shorter distances. I don't think distance is going to be the problem. I think he shows up. I think he's extremely live. I think he'll be very tough to hold off. The number 7, Lure Him In, a horse that last time out was 3rd at Del Mar behind Arrow the Great and Ultimate Gamble. Do I need to go any further? I mean, last time out, he did win, or 2 races back, I should say, he did win a handicap at Gulfstream Park. At Churchill Downs, he was 2nd in a $50,000 claimer. That's right. 2nd in a $50,000 claimer just 3 races ago. Now taking on Journalism, Nisos, and Fierceness. No, thank you. And then finally, the number 8, Tarantino, a horse that has been against Stakes Company. He was 3rd, beaten 6 against Nisos last time out. 4th, beaten 9 in the Gold Cup behind Skippy Longstocking and Midnight Mammoth. Not a lot of wins here. 7th in the Oakland Handicap, 2nd in the Essex, 3rd in the San Pasquale, 2nd in the Lafitte and Kai. Like, he's been around, and maybe you play him to go, you know what, I think he might get 3rd at a big price. Maybe one of those big horses, Fierceness, Journalism, Nisos, doesn't run well. Maybe it's Tarantino that can get in. And I would think it's Tarantino or Midnight Mammoth, or the 2 that I'd want to play at longer prices that could hit the board. But again, it's going to be a tough challenge for sure. But I think those are the 2, Tarantino and Midnight Mammoth, that might be able to do it. All right. That is a field of 8. It's really a field of 3. And for me, I'm not betting Fierceness to win. So as far as the win in, it became really a field of 2. Nisos versus Journalism. And it's really tough to decide between the 2 in this spot. McCarthy, a very good trainer. Bob Baffert has just been unbelievable at this meet. So no knock whatsoever to Michael McCarthy. I think he's a great trainer, but I lean towards Baffert, especially here at Del Mar. Flavian Pratt versus Umberto Rispoli. You're leaning Pratt in that situation, so that's a little bit scary as well for Journalism. And look, I think at the end of the day, I'm rooting for Journalism, but I'm picking Nisos. I think he might just be a little bit better than Journalism. I think his ceiling is super high. Some of the races that Nisos has run this year and last season in 2024, even though they had the one race at Robert B. Lewis, was an electric race. But here's the deal. The one race where Nisos faced really, really good horses, he did lose, but it was off of a long layoff, not the desired trip, wide post in the slop. really, that was one of his best races, in my opinion, even though he lost. Well, I guess I should say he did beat Dr. Venkman 2 races back. Venkman came back to win the Paddle Bryan last week. So I really hate to do it. I have so much respect for journalism. I just kind of think Nisos is going to get the jump on him a little bit, and I think he's going to get the job done. Another big worry that I have with journalism, I really thought he looked a little tired in the Haskell last time out. I do know that Gosker and Goal Oriented ran pretty well in that race. This is kind of how I look at it. Goal Oriented from the Bob Baffert barn, I'm going to say, half length behind journalism. You got to think Bob Baffert looked at that race and said, my horse Nisos is better than Goal Oriented. I think I can get him right here with Nisos. And that logic does make sense. Rooting for journalism, betting, and picking Nisos. Give me number 4, Nisos, to win this year's version of the Pacific Classic. All right, guys, that'll do it for this preview. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do previews like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Del Mar on Saturday.